Hey guys, Irriflex here. So, as always, it's silent on my channel, but for all those interested in PvP content, I am currently active with a few buddies in some content projects. Therefore, this entire thing will be a huge advertisement and a sneak peek on what's currently going on outside of my channel. To start things off, my colleagues from Arena Labs GW2 PvP are hosting something I'd consider the first exclusive PvP podcast. It's available on Spotify and those lesser known platforms. The main thing I'm showing you right now, however, is our Twitch broadcast of the Arena Labs PvP Inhouse Leagues, a weekly in-house event that will be live streamed on Sunday. I'm currently learning all the details of shoutcasting over there, and I hope that I can give back to the community with such things. It is meant to give people an entry into the competitive scene, which might be looked at from the outside as something super elitistic or toxic. I can, however, assure you that that's not the case. We tried lowering the entry level, and our broadcast tries to give an insight on what certain things mean for the match itself, rather than screaming of a res or a kill. I'd be glad to see some more people coming over to Twitch and checking us out. After all, it's a community effort. The link and name are right here, and with that, I'm gonna give you a sneak peek that I recorded. However, the audio mix is kinda bad, the gameplay is way too loud, but either way, I hope you enjoy this cast still. Here. So let's first off go with the red team, because they run with this sort of team fight setup, but they have two side notice, which are Benzo on Berserker Spellbreaker and the Core Guardian with Sage actually here, which is really durable. Then we got Tempest and Reaper, which are both playing in pairing. They're contesting the team fight, and Torben is on a pretty interesting pick here, Berserker Dragon Hunter, as a roamer. And then for the blue team, we got the same thing going here. We got two side notice in form of Herded Sight and Core Ranger, and another Core Guardian. We got a Mirage as a sort of well, that Mirage build looks interesting for now. It's Carrion that can sort of act as a roamer, and then we have some team fight with the Renegade, the French Worms build, and the Core Burn Guardian, so which can actually pose a decent threat if the Elementalist doesn't cleanse in time. But now we see a three node split coming out here, red team, but we already see Dawn going down here in the team fight. So now thought of the arena just has to kite, and blue team would be off best to contest far and close right now. Close is still being capped for them. There's an uninteresting Core Guardian fight taking place, and mid will probably be capped up. However, we see the action shifting back now onto the red team's home node, because blue team members are coming in, they're giving up the team fight, and they force Spencer to just kite and get here onto the point. Now gets neutralized, so it's one node for one node ticking. And let's look back into middle, because Dawn just came off of respawn here. So Dawn's sort of kiting out, because Reaper and Tempest is a really solid duo, and they just get a lot of work done here. This Reaper can build in a lot of pressure, Tempest offers resistance. However, if we get solid, like, burning spikes, they're in danger. Lich is being pulled here now, and we see still some projectile reflex. So there's some sort of denial, good coordination that Dawn pulls now his sort of reflex. But at the same time, during this team fight, we saw a kill coming out here for the red team's home node, because Benzo managed to down Herded Sight here. He's now being cleaved out, and yeah. So let's look back into the team fight, because it seems like Dawn is the target right here, and obviously the Mirage has to kite out here, because he's really low, and actually goes down here off node as well. The roamer of the red team, the Berserker DH, gets the pick, but they're both down. So if Benzo moves off node here, he could pretty much turn that, but we now see Dawn being pretty low, coming in though, and he could rally that, he could rally Jet. So they should be fine. Yep, blue team sort of recovered from this, and the question is, where do they pressure now? I feel like mid is a lost cause. I would send the Renegade far to just get these sides rolling, because if we look, for example, at blue team's home node, we saw Pepeganet going down, and that allows Andreas here at the moment to roam into middle, and they pressure the Reaper and Tempest away, because there are just two here. And this pressure really allows them to potentially get the lead. Power being neutralized here, so let's just check out the team fight because the Reaper is dropping really low here. However, they got the pressure kill onto Dawn. I think the DH also can make a lot of work there, but as soon as Dawn went down, the Reaper goes down as well, and Pepeganet dropping as well. Blue team can pretty much return here, but the glyph coming out. But will it be enough? Nah, that was no glyph.
The 1v1, maybe?
Yeah, but now Skyhammer is in play, and since people are being cleaved out, even though he lost the 1v1, like, red team can still do a lot here because Hammer is in play, therefore they neutralize sites and pick up middle. The kills can be transitioned by red team technically here, but blue team was one step ahead, and we saw, yeah, that could have been Pfeffer picking up the Skyhammer here, and that really saved them from these losses here with the kill. Red team could not translate their kills into no pressure here. So let's check out what the map actually looks like, because blue team has picked up far and it's uncontested, and there's a pretty big team fight going on here. Now the Roma of red team, full berserk by the way, is sort of pressured. With the renewed focus and everything, they should be good. And now Dawn is being pressured yet again, because they got the tether and got the pull here. But Condi Cleanse is just coming out for the DH here, and the sites have been neutralized. So if red team can get the kill here onto Dawn, this could be pretty big, because then they might transition that lead with the DH roaming, and then they can get stuff done on the side nodes. Another thing to mention is that Benzo is 1v2 right here at the moment, being pressured by Held side, but he seems still sort of healthy. He has to give up his node, but at least he's surviving, and now Held side is roaming out, because the Mirage seem to have a really nice matchup into that. However, will Benzo take the 1v1 or not? He's mega pressured at the moment, has the bulk charge away, and probably won't make it out alive. But after that, let's check out, there are multiple fights going on. So on the blue team's home node, there's a 2v2 taking place, which should be very, very sustaining. However, mid is probably like where the most action is happening, because the core guard with Connie is really pressured at that side, coming in for the rest healer, and he actually gets it really quick. They could not follow that up with the tornado or the Reaper cleave. So blue team actually does a pretty good job, because they're not really trying to contest the node. However, for core burn guard to work, people really need to stand inside of some areas, so they need to be forced to stand somewhere. We see pressure coming out now with Dawn coming back, it's 3v2. But at the same time, we have to mention that red team picked up the blue team's home node. We see, just the core Guardian 1v1 taking place here. So this will be a stalled bunker matchup that will eventually be neutralized. And yeah, let's check out the team fight here, because we see Torben being pretty pressured. He has his renewed focus, and after that, after his virtues, he's out of cooldowns. And Tempest has to potentially sustain him instead of his Reaper. But the cannon is in play, and the Burn Guardian is straight up contesting, and Torben has to answer to that. Like, they can't give up this right now, because if we look at the home node here, Pepeganet actually... Oh wait, Pepeganet was actually able to get the kill onto Andreas here. Okay, so like Hammer is pretty crucial right now for the blue team. Torben is dropping low here, and he might have no cleanses available anymore. No, he's out of cooldowns. Tempest and Reaper are there to help, and by contesting Skyhammer, blue team is forced to contest it. They should go for it, because it would be really huge value for them. But red team they have the nodes taking for them. But at the same time as we're speaking, and as they're getting the kill onto the Burn Guardian here, they are picking up side nodes. But this, since they're capping Skyhammer, will be neutralized. So Andreas, we see him stepping off one tick before the Skyhammer. This way the node won't get neutralized. And now let's check out the teamfight, because Dawn should be about to get really pressured and raped, technically. Yep, goes down. It's a 1v3 situation, and I disagree with this sort of kiting path that he took, and it wasn't sort of surprising. So Mirage is looking sort of pressured here, because Benzo on the side node 1v1 is pulling out the Rampage. Overall, like, this matchup could swing either way. Mirage evades the bulk charge here, and if Benzo can get this kill, this would be pretty huge. However, let's look back Oh, Mirage being 2 HP. Actually going down this really big, but now let's look back to the Skyhammer, which is still a sort of stalled teamfight setup. However, with Core Ranger and Bunker Guardian, I'm not sure if they can hold that forever, because there's not enough pressure. And now Lich coming out, this could be pretty dangerous if Andreas doesn't have his renewed focus. He drops down, and they're not able to get the cleave there either. So red team should pick up that Skyhammer very, very soon. And Torben is rotating out. So the nodes that blue team just captured here might be neutralized very, very soon. We already see Pepeganet pressuring the far node here with his core bunker build, and already gets neutralized before the Skyhammer is sticking here.
Felt doing a really smart thing there of partially capping the
yeah, exactly. If we look at that, yep, it's just one tick away, and then she can straight pick up that. I thought it was Andreas over there. But red team should pick up a red node here, pretty uncontested, and it seems like they're sort of trying to push their way here onto their home node. However, Pepeganet picks up that as well. He's being pressured in a 1v2 situation, and Dawn dying off node because he was chased by the teamfight setup and the Dragon Hunter with full berserk, very, very bursty setup that actually delivers some really nice work here though. So with Skyhammer being in play, it doesn't seem contested, but now Reaper is coming in. That could be a really, really deciding factor here now for this game. Because whoever gets the decap will get a lot of node pressure, because they're really, really split upon 4 nodes at the moment. The good thing is that Halterzeit is able to just pin down an elementalist in middle and not so that he doesn't really sustain anyone. He's looking really pressured, but Torben could come out with a peel here, and that should be fine. However, the most deciding factor will be the Skyhammer hit node here, and the Mirage is dropping fairly low. Because if the Reaper can get the Seer, this would be pretty huge. Mirage gets a seal off, and Don will be just there in time to possibly sustain him. And the Reaper already tries to...
I gotta kill him.
But Tempest now is coming in for the resustain, and this could flip it. Mirage is down, and I don't think... Dawn knows he can't really sustain that. And if they give that up, they give up the map pressure that they just generated with pretty much every single node. But Dawn is dropping down as well. And I feel like this was an unwinnable fight to begin with, so he could have potentially just went and reinforced middle, or even +1 close to help out the... Oh, that's Andreas fighting here. Or just securing these nodes. But we see blue team again contesting this and sort of stalling this out. The Burn Guardian tries to hold this node here and at least dies on it. Because the thing why they're doing this is because it's really important right now for them, and they have the map basically ticking in favor of them. And now Mirage is coming back, and just in time. And with Dawn coming in here, Tempest should probably rotate back. Where's the Tempest? And is he able to resustain his Reaper in time? Another thing to mention here is that that side is dropping fairly low in middle and has to hide. But that way he can contest yet another node. The Lich is coming out here on the Skyhammer again. It's 1 node for 1 node ticking. And they're resustaining pretty well. Dawn's dropping fairly low here. Just Reaper Tempest being such a strong duo here. And they have CC available, and Mirage has to leave here, yep. This might be Skyhammer being picked up for the red team. I think this time they're not going to reach. And now the question is, how does blue team spread out and come back from this neutralizing that will come out here for the red team right now? Because they're hovering around middle. They're still sort of holding. Yep, they got... Torben managed to hold the node here in time. But again, we Skyhammer still being contested, but the Burn Guardian just went down. So blue team is able to stall it out for just a bit, but yeah, with the neutralize coming out, that will soon turn. Because then the core Bunker Guardian setup here, that is being +1 by the Tempest, weirdly enough. Yeah, it would neutralize, but again, we have to look at the Skyhammer. People are still keeping it neutral, and people dying on top of it. Yeah, oh, this is Dawn going down. The problem right now here, however, is that blue team has now picked up 2 nodes, and Therefore, like, it's ticking in their favor. And if they can get the decap onto blue team's home node, which they will get with the Skyhammer being captured here, they can still be in this. However, Papikaned went down here in this setup. Glyph not coming out from the Tempest. Did he stow it? Yep, he had to stow it. So they really need to contest far right now, because blue team is just so few points away from the victory. However, red team has picked up both mid and close. This is really huge for them. However, Tempest is dropping low from the burning stacks, and he goes down. Blue team is still in this if they can finish these kills here. Blood Reaper will probably not get the rest here, and if they really get these points with these kills, they really need the ownership. They could still get this. They could still get this. It's possible here. So, another thing, like, we see the Guardian and Mirage fighting here, so he keeps it neutral. This is really huge, and if Hellcat side actually gets this one crucial knockback that he actually got here, blue team wins. Blue team, they take this game away. Crucial knockback, and great that Mirage contested far, and at the same time blue team managed here to recover from the Skyhammer that neutralized them. And with the node being picked up here and the burn spike by Fefe onto the Tempest here, they are winning this game.